it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Friday around the 21st of June, heading into the weekend. Just a little quickie general reading. I will timestamp everything in the comments and in the description, so you can hop to your moon and rising signs really quick and kind of give a little more information there. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or notsomysticaltarot.com if you'd like a personal or private reading. You can contact me there and we will set that up. Now, let's get started with Aries. What do we have going on for the weekend? Two of Pentacles. We are balancing things out. Could have been some kind of little wobble. I know you guys had a lot going on in the beginning of the week or the middle of the week, so I'll be interested to hear how all of that went as well. And the Ten of Swords. So it looks like perhaps something did not go the way that you wanted it to, and that would explain the whole wobble thing we have going on here. But you know what? Maybe you made a decision that you were not happy with or whatever. But the thing with this Ten of Swords is this: it's the end of a cycle. It's over and done. So if you were disappointed or something did not work out well, just remember this: it's over now. So it's time now to pick the swords out of your back and walk away, because dead is dead is dead is dead is dead. You can't undo any of that, but you can choose to act differently. So like I said, it looks like, you had something maybe was disappointing, and it doesn't have to be something huge. This is just a symbol. It isn't saying that someone's like stabbing you in the back and ruining your life, but something just didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Okay, whatever. Write yourself around, and that could be this weekend. Plans could fall through, and you could be really disappointed, and something you really looked forward to, and now it's not happening. It can be something even like that. It's saying, listen, maybe you need to attend to practical matters this weekend instead. Get yourself righted around and handle whatever it is that's going on. Now, here you go. You got the Tower. So, yeah, it looks like it could have been something also that was not dealt with. Oftentimes, we kind of sweep things under the rug and sort of like ignore things until they fester into something like this. So it's possible that there was something on the back burner that you were like, I don't want to deal with that right now. And the universe has a funny way about when we don't want to deal with something, or we don't want to handle something, the universe will come in and create some sort of problem so that it has to be handled. And that's probably what happened here. So the good thing is you are able to kind of write yourself around. And the nice thing after the Tower, because it's a very devastating thing sometimes, it sort of cleans things up. And when you rebuild, usually you rebuild much better. And that's what the Two is about rebuilding. And this is beautiful too, because you have the Three of Pentacles, and this is all about having a plan. So this is the thing. Whatever this is, it's time now to rebuild and to have a plan so that this doesn't happen again. Whatever that was, life is just not always perfect. There are not unicorns and flowers and stuff everywhere all the time. It's just the way it is. So have a plan. If things don't go the way you wanted, or something does fall through, you can do something different. And that's okay. All right? We're going to move on to Taurus. Taurus. What do we have going on for Taurus? Seven of Pentacles. You are the Pentacles, earth signs. This is about being very, very choosy. Three of Cups with our social engagements, okay? You could have some plans this weekend, or you could be invited to do a bunch of things this weekend. This is usually people that you really like. They really support you. You have a lot of fun with them. But I want to be very clear, the Seven of Pentacles is about not just taking the first thing that comes along. Now, I'm not saying be that jerk who makes plans with somebody and then waits for the bigger, better deal and goes, oh, well, these people are more cool, or they're more fun, so I'm going to cancel on these people and go with these people, or I'm just going to no-show these people and go over here. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, don't agree to just the first invitation that you get. Just say, oh, let me check my calendar, I'll get back to you, because there may be something more fun. This is just about being a little bit choosy this weekend. And then you have the Ten of Swords. So yeah, okay, I would just say you're going to want to be very careful what you involve yourself in this weekend, especially socially, because something could be not on the up and up, or it could just be a huge disappointment. I don't know who this is for, but especially with these cups and like this reminds me of like happy or whatever. I'm saying really, if you're going to go out and drink this weekend, please don't drive. this is like a really big loss, like really devastating loss. Either, you hurt someone, hurt yourself, end up with a DWI. I know this is like pretty out there, but every so often these kind of readings just show up, and I really think it's important to say that right out there, because some people don't like to just say it, but I feel like I have to say it, because if it gets somebody to Uber or Lyft instead of just drive themselves home, then fine, okay? And here you also have this Queen of Wands, and I love that, because this is the deal. We're talking about being really choosy here, and the Queen of Wands does not do anything she does not want to do. So if you are invited to something that's social that you're like, I don't really want to do that, then don't go. If you do want to go, but please be careful. That's all I'm saying. Please be careful who you involve yourself with. Please be careful who you get in a car with. Please be careful of the choices that you make, because you can avoid this by being very, very choosy. Okay, this is why this is clarifying here. Being very choosy can keep you to avoiding this, and also being choosy socially and doing things that only you really want to do will also help you avoid that. So either way, it's a choice that you make this weekend, and it is one that you will be very glad that you make. So okay, Gemini. What do we have going on this weekend for the Gemini? 6 of Pentacles. Volunteering, maybe paying it forward. And they got the 9 of Swords. Okay. 6 of Pentacles is very often about having some kind of abundance and paying it forward, like volunteering. If there's something that you like to do in your neighborhood, or maybe somebody that needs your help, another family that needs your help, somebody's kids that need your help. I don't know, whatever kind of volunteering you like to do, but it does look like you are feeling the need to pay it forward. But it also looks like there's something on your mind. I will say, as far as it comes to this paying it forward thing, sometimes it's very hard on people, because they get very caught up in the fact that they have abundance and other people don't. That's what I feel like. I feel like sometimes people feel guilty for being abundant, and that's a really tough place to be, because when you have things, you like to be able to share them, and it depends on how you do it, but you know, most people are thankful that you share with them. They're not thinking you're a jerk because you have more than they do. So I don't know where that is coming from, but that might be a problem that somebody is having, so I don't want to not say it. And 10 of Pentacles, yeah, you definitely have success at a point where, like, you can really, really see it. By the 10 of Pentacles, that is a pretty measured amount of success, and it's one that is highly noticeable to other people. So please don't feel guilty because you are successful. Okay, that is not a thing to do. And the one card that flew out way over here for you is the 8 of Swords. You know, this is like a prison of our own making. This is what I'm saying is like digging up something to worry about. Sometimes, like, things are going so great that we like look for something to have a problem with. And you know what? I would just say, listen, in this case, you have this 8 of Swords, which is like, she's just like, I don't see it. I have no way out. You have a way out, okay? You have a way out. You have the 8 of Swords here. You have the 9 of Swords. By ignoring the situation and not dealing with how you feel, this is what ends up happening. So in this case, I would just say, listen, just process these feelings, find a way to move forward, and enjoy the success that you have. You don't have to feel guilty because you are doing well. And like I said, that's like digging something up so you can worry about it. So please don't do that. And again, watch your moon and rising, because, you know, this is a general reading and it could just be for one person. All right, moving on to Cancer. 8 of Pentacles, Cancer. Working hard, really working hard, but it's something that you enjoy. And you've got this 4 of Pentacles. You may be working really, really hard, seeing some success and able to do some really great stuff for your family because of that. That's a very nurturing thing. In Cancer, you are very nurturing, so that is a good thing. That is a really good thing. I'm interested to kind of hear a little bit more about this. You got the 2 of Wands here too, because you have this success that's like starting to be visible. This is like where you're just kind of doing your own thing and you don't realize kind of how awesome you are, and other people do. But you have this 2 of Wands here, which is a little bit about, it's not like making a 10-year plan. It's making like a 2 weeks a month plan, maybe this weekend is the time to kind of stop and evaluate. Like if you're building a foundation as it comes to like your relationships, your family, your home, and you're working really hard, it may be time to start to make some different plans. Sometimes we just put our head down here and just work, but we're not looking at the planning that we need to do for our future. So this could be this is the beginning stage. This is not like, sit home this weekend and write me your 10-year plan. This is kind of like, let's evaluate, what do we want? Where are we going? What are our goals? I think that's part of it. And if you do have a family or you're trying to buy a house, what are your goals for them? You do have this 6 of Pentacles, which is a little bit about balance. So it is abundant, but it is also a little bit about having some balance. You see the little scales are on there too, right? You want to have balance. You want to have an even footing, kind of being on an even keel with this work. So this may be like, don't work so much that you don't get to spend the time you need to spend with the people that you care about, that you're working to provide for. You know what I'm saying? All right, so maybe don't work all weekend. Take a little time and try to see where you're going with all this work and all these plans, and make sure that you are spending an even amount of time working and also taking care of your family and being with your family and the people that are important to you, okay? All right, we're going to head to Leo. What do we have for our Leos? 7 of Cups. Could be a little overwhelmed this weekend. A lot of invitations, and you got the King of Pentacles, so that's pretty interesting. The 7 of Cups is generally about being like overwhelmed sometimes, just like a lot of stuff coming in. You could have an awful lot of social engagements happening. You could have a lot of different people wanting you to do stuff with them or whatever, and you're just kind of like, oh, what do I even do? Well, here you have this 3 of Wands, and this is about like a long range plan, like your 5 and 10 year plans. And the thing is, I feel like with this King that you're kind of looking in your life right now to, like, you're here, you've got this long range plan, kind of like where you want to be. And if this is where you want to be, your social engagements are pretty important. Who you spend time with when you're not working is actually almost as important as who you spend time with when you are working. And I think I've been mentioning this a lot lately because it keeps coming up. Les Brown always says, when you hang around with 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th. Well, it's kind of a thing. I think that what we're talking about here with this long-range planning and all these different types of people and emotions is we're looking at like, okay, well, what do I want for my future? Well, what will get me there? What will get me here? What out of all of these different, because if you don't see, these are all super different emotions, different kinds of people. What kind of networking am I doing? What kind of social time am I spending? Like I said, if you hang out with 9 broke people, you're about to be the 10th. Well, is that what you want? So I think if your goals are here, King of Pentacles, like having a business or being really in control solidly of your finances and your physical environment, if that's what you want, this can even be your like physicality, because it's Pentacles are stuff you can touch. It's more than just money. It can be like, if you want to be in control of your body or whatever, and all your friends are out drinking and that's not what you want, like, are you hanging out and are you socially doing things that are going to get you where you want to go? Because it looks like you have like a long range plan for like some serious success, but you're going to have to filter this out. This 7 of Cups, all this stuff going on. I feel like there's a lot of stuff coming at you, and you're going to have to determine what it is that's going to get you here. And I'm not saying that you use your friends to get things. I'm saying, like I said, you hang out with 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th one. That's what we're talking about here. And you do have the Page of Cups. So again, pages are messages, message bringers. They bring a message. This message is like, hey, who are you hanging out with? You want to get here? Who are you hanging out with? You hanging out with losers this weekend? Don't go and hang around with losers and, spend your whole paycheck drinking or whatever. If you want to go do this, that's not the place that you need to be. And you know that. So if you're going to make some long-range plans for this weekend or for the rest of your life, let's get moving on that. I'll be interested to hear if that rings a bell with anybody. All right, let's go on to our Virgos. Knight of Cups, Virgo. Knights bring energy, big energy. So this is like a rush of emotional energy, which I'm sure you're thrilled about. And the Empress. Okay, Yes, someone could be pregnant. We know this all the time, but a lot of times this is a gift of you. And with this Knight of Cups, I'm thinking this is you opening up emotionally about something, being willing to bear part of yourself, open yourself up, give the gift of who you are in here to the people who are very close to you, especially with that Knight of Cups, because like I said, Knights are bringers of energy, and so the energy being brought is, hey, hey, tell me how you feel. And you're like, oh, my husband's a Virgo, so I know and I know so many Virgos who are going, oh, I don't want to do that. But it may be very important to the people around you. And honestly, it's probably also very important to you, whether you want to admit that or not, that you feel connected and comfortable with the people who you are close to. So don't be afraid to do that this weekend. Maybe I can't get this card back in, so this one is for you right here. This Eight of Cups there we go. The Eight of Cups. Yes, you see him walking away. You see him going somewhere else, and then these cups get left behind. But the important thing is he is walking toward something else that's really for him. So what this is saying is, listen, be willing to walk here. Be willing to be emotionally open to receive that kind of energy and to put that energy back out. And by nature of this stuff that doesn't work, just kind of falls away. It doesn't even matter, because that's not what you want to focus on. You're not focusing on, I used to do this, I don't do that anymore, I'm doing better things. You're like, I'm going to go do better things. I'm going to go do good stuff. Focus on that and not on the fear of like maybe looking stupid, that kind of thing. And the other card that came out with this was the World. So, wow. Opening up, giving that gift of yourself, bearing your soul to someone, maybe sharing something with them that you didn't think you would share with them, even though it makes you feel vulnerable, it really opens you up to a huge opportunity for learning and growth. And this could be also spiritual growth, spiritual awakening, which is pretty cool, right? We all, nobody is perfect in any way, shape, or form when it comes to that. So if you have an opportunity to grow, take that opportunity, okay? All right, we're going to move on to our Libras. What do we have for Libra? Four of Pentacles, watching the finances, Libra. And the Ten of Swords. This is real simple. You need to find out where all your money is this weekend, and you also need to go out. If you go out this weekend, you do not need to spend a ton of money. It's really important. I think you will be very unhappy if you do that. This tells me, like, honestly, if I could say anything to you, Libra, I would say stay home. Stay home this weekend. Work on your budget, organize your kitchen. I don't care what you do, but I really would just, I don't think you need to be out and about this weekend. I think like this four oftentimes is the miser card, but also like if you notice, he knows where all his pentacles are. This may be a time this weekend to kind of organize your finances, your budget. The year is half over. Where are you going? And I really feel like if you don't take the time to do that you could be here. And I think it's avoidable, so I would just stay home. Just stay home. You also have this Ace of Cups, and aces are gifts from the universe. Maybe there's something, like I said, I keep hearing stay home, Libra, stay home. Maybe there's something at home that really needs to be attended to. Maybe by attending to your finances, getting all of that straight, you can open yourself up and attend to the people that you really love. And I don't know why, but there was another sign too that got the, like, oh my God, stay home. Like sometimes, how you just have those times where you just know you'd be better off at home? That's what I'm thinking. Is like, it's just stay home. Don't take the risk. I mean, sometimes you have weddings and things to go to, you have to go to, but just be really careful this weekend, especially if you're out, clubs or, doing stuff like that. Be really careful. Like, keep an eye on your purse, your wallet. How you have drinks at a bar, you leave your money on the bar, pick it up. You want to avoid a devastating situation at all costs. And the other person that got this, I said the same thing to them, please just don't drive. If you're going to have drinks or whatever, please don't drive. And I don't often have those kind of messages, but when it's that kind of stuff, you got to say it, because, if you help one person avoid it, it's worth it. You also have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is about taking a step back and evaluating. So I think that you're really good. You got the fours. Fours are they're like a weird energy, but here it's kind of getting a handle on your finances, knowing where your money is at all times this weekend. Being open, though, emotionally to spend time with people, but really watch those finances and also taking a step back and observing so we don't end up here. I think this is totally avoidable, but you really want to be careful this weekend. Just be really, really careful. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what it is that's coming down your path. I'm not saying something terrible is coming. I'm just saying, why don't you just avoid it, right? Like, avoid something terrible, and then we'll all be happy. All right, we're headed to Scorpio. Scorpio, Seven of Wands. I don't know what this is about, but we're just about to find out. And the Queen of Swords. Okay, this weekend, I feel like somebody is just going to have something to say about everything that you want to do, whatever you're doing, and you know what, you need to employ that Queen of Swords, because if you'll notice, he's got this rod here, and then he's up on this hill, and these people, they're all poking these sticks up at him. These people got to be 10, 12 feet below him, right? And they're like poking stuff up at him, and there's a couple other signs that we hit this conversation with. It's like, you're doing well, you're like up here, and then these people who are down below you, like in the gutter, are like, oh, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you're saying. Well, you think you're better than me. And you know what? Notice, he's not going down the hill to fight with them. He's just like, yep, yeah, no thank you. Like, I gotta go. Just don't involve yourself. There could be people that just have something to say about you this weekend, or about what you do, or what you think, or whatever. And then you have this Queen of Swords who's like, I could give two craps. The Queen of Swords is like black and white. Like, she does not have any kind of emotion at all. She has been through all of it. She sees all your, I would say she's like the Judge Judy of the tarot. Like, don't even try to lie to her. And this is not about you trying to lie to her. This is about people trying to like bother you, like with their negative nonsense. You're gonna be like, yeah, no thank you. I don't have time for this. Like, I got things to do that are important, and you are not it. So really keep that in mind. You also have, I love it, you have the Page of Swords. Pages are messengers. They bring you intellectual messages, like saying, hey, use your head. Don't just react when somebody has something to say to you. Notice he's got that wand, and he's like, no thanks. But he's not running down there. Like, that's what I'm saying. Don't react. Use your brain. That's the message here, is use your brain. I've given you a brain to use. Use that. Don't go down there and argue with these people. It's not worth your time. And especially, you have her. And she is like, oh, I do not have time for you. And the thing is, you don't have time for that. You don't have time to muck around in the gutter with a bunch of people who really aren't worth your time, I mean, especially if they're really negative. Like, why do you don't just get away from anybody who's negative this weekend. You also have Temperance. This includes your family. Just want to throw that out there. You have Temperance. Temperance is, I mean, she's got the two cups. She's very even. She's very balanced. So you have, it's nice because she's mellowing out this Queen a little bit, because she's really harsh. Like, if somebody says something negative to you, you don't have to be like, F you, I hate you. You can just, you have her, so in your head, like, this is nonsense. Like, I'm not doing this with you, you loser. But the Temperance allows you to go, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Well, I've got to go. That's what I'm saying, is like, the Temperance will just help you deliver that message, not in a super harsh way. In your head, and you need that. You need that harshness. You need to be able to see it, but you don't have to inflict it on other people. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? That's interesting. This is a crazy, I gotta look astrologically and see what is going on this weekend. All right, moving on to our Sagittarians. What do we have for Sagittarius? The Five of Swords, some kind of mixed up negative weird communication, and the Empress. Okay, so Five of Swords can be misinterpreted communication, whether it's from you saying something to someone else, or reading a text or an email, sending it, and it you sent it and it came across wrong, or you received it and you were like, what? This is the thing. Go to this person first, or if you feel like maybe you have in some way sent a communication that's not been received properly, like you don't have an answer, go to them and say, hey, I sent you this text, I meant this by it. Did you take it wrong? Or I haven't heard back. Or, your reaction was really strong. Before something gets out of hand, handle whatever this is, this negative, weird communication thing, okay? The other thing is, you have the Empress, which is all about being open, being vulnerable, giving a gift of yourself. So that could be the case too. I mean, she also is a mom, mom, pregnant children. Maybe you talk to your kids, you were really harsh with them, or maybe they were really harsh with you, and that needs to be addressed. Whatever it was, be able to be open and vulnerable in handling this situation, okay? Because like it has to get handled or else it just gets worse. We all know that. And you also have the Queen of Wands coming up. And the Queen of Wands does not do anything she does not want to do. She only does what feels really good. So you know what? After you handle all of this weirdo feeling, whatever, negative communication, whatever that is, then it's like, okay, let's resume the weekend now. Like, you'll be able to do that. But until you resolve this, you won't be able to just unabashedly enjoy the rest of your weekend. So, I mean, I feel like you guys really have, I mean, you are the Queen of Wands, Sagittarius. So like you love to just have fun and do things that are really, really fun. So you may have to put yourself out there. And like I said, even if you are not the one that's wrong, you may just have to be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And even if you're like, wow, super sensitive there, Nelly, you know what? Just, I'm so sorry I said it that way. I didn't mean to offend you. And move on, because then you can go enjoy the rest of your weekend. And that's what I'm saying, is you might have to, you know, you might have to put yourself out a little bit. And it also could be like, oh, here you go. You've got the Lover. So it could be somebody super close to you that you possibly like offend, maybe, or maybe they offend you. And you will not be able to enjoy yourself this weekend until you say, hey, you know, it really hurt my feelings, and I'm really feeling weird about how you said that. You know, whatever the case might be, just, you know what, for all the relationships and all of the fun that you could be having, handle whatever this is. Be open, share how you feel, even if you feel like it's not your fault. Just say, listen, that really hurt my feelings. Like, be open, be vulnerable. It's worth it in the end to have good relationships and to have a really, like, I feel like you have the potential to have a really great fun weekend. So fix whatever weird stuff happens in the beginning of it and have it be over and done with, so you can go and really enjoy yourself. Okay? Okay. Moving on to our Capricorn, the Hanged Man. Okay. Well, you might have, I have an idea, but let's just see. In the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like you have some invitations this weekend, some different things that you could be doing, and it's not stuff you usually would do, because, you know, you guys are the Pentacles, you're the Earth sign, you do things that you're supposed to do, you don't go and do things that you aren't supposed to do, you don't do things that are out of your comfort zone. I get that. I love the Earth signs because you're such planners and you're so diligent and you do the things you're supposed to do all the time. I do feel like there's a huge opportunity for you this weekend. And I don't know if it's financially so much as it could be networking. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I get this Hanged Man for you guys here, especially with the weekend coming, I'm thinking like you may be socially invited to something that you don't necessarily want to go to, or you're like, oh, I would never do that. But maybe you should look at it differently, and maybe you should go, because there could be like a really big opportunity for you. That's what I feel. When I first saw that Hangman, that's what I thought. I thought, oh, there's some weird social engagement that you're like, I don't, like somebody's inviting you to go hiking and you're like, I don't hike. But maybe there'll be people in the group that, like, you know, you could end up meeting someone that has the potential to, you know, offer you some kind of huge financial opportunity or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like there's a huge opportunity for some kind of improvement in your, like, tangible existence, and that you should, like, look at whatever comes up differently than you normally would, and maybe really consider doing something that you normally wouldn't do. You do have the Four of Wands, which is all about celebration and having fun. Maybe somebody's having like a giant family party and they're inviting you to it, and you're like, I don't know all your family, but maybe you should go. Like, maybe you should step outside of this, like, little world that you have built, and you should just go and really do something fun. The other card you get is Justice. So, like, it really, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I really think there is something outside of your comfort zone this weekend. If you can look at your invitations differently than you normally would, look at things differently than you normally would, I really feel like when it all plays itself out, that there's some kind of opportunity in an unexpected place for you. So please let me know how that all plays out, so that I can be, you know, nosy and know that. All right, we're going to move to Aquarius. What is going on this weekend for Aquarius? The Lovers. Well, that's pretty awesome, Aquarius. And let's see what else. And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. You know what? A lot of times the Lovers come up and everybody's like, oh, you know, it's time to do all this other. Sometimes best way that you can love the person you're with is by being this Queen of Pentacles. And like I said, she keeps everything organized. She's got herself in order. This may be like sometimes, and it sounds stupid, but sometimes the way you can really love someone else is to like really handle your business, you know, because it helps them feel secure too. Maybe there's something that you can do on the home front, like whether it's like organizing something or paying all the bills or working on the finances and the budget that will really, really help your relationship. And I know that sounds crazy, but sometimes that practical stuff is really important. It isn't all about like rose petals and champagne and all of that. I mean, a lot of times the practical everyday things are really important to your relationship. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is all about being super choosy, especially now we're talking with the Queen of Pentacles about your finances. Maybe it's really time to sit down. Maybe you're overspending a little bit, or you're not paying attention the way that you could be. When you do this, this can really be a huge boon to your relationship. And I'm feeling like that's the case. And if you are not involved with someone, maybe until you get all of that stuff straight, you won't be. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you want to be like right. The other thing you have is the Knight of Swords, and that is huge mental energy, which even just reinforces more that this weekend it is really important for you to have all your ducks in a row, or to get them in a row. Get yourself organized. Get stuff in order, because the person, whoever you're with, may really, really appreciate that. And a lot of times there's a lot more to relationships and love than just, you know, like I said, champagne and roses and stuff. Like there's somebody that I think it was the Fly Lady, used to always, she does like home organization. And she used to always say that nothing says I love you like clean underwear, you know, and toothbrush and toilet paper in the cupboard. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just got to look at your home stuff and you just got to handle your business. All right, we're moving on to our Pisces. Last Pisces, King of Pentacles. You got that in the middle of the week too. I knew you did. And the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you had something earlier in the middle of the week that I particularly remember because it was that things don't always look like they seem, and that like sometimes people try to show you that they're this and they're not. And I remember that from your reading because it really like disturbed me a little bit. And here I see like overwhelmed with emotion, and then that was another thing I said that they would do is play on your emotions. If they couldn't get you to be fooled by whatever they're trying to show you, they may try to play on your emotions or your securities. And that's what I see happening. We do have the King of Wands, and the thing is, he's very charismatic. I just think you have to be really, really careful. This is beautiful though, because you have the Seven, which is very overwhelming, that kind of thing going on, but then you have the Eight, and the Eight of Cups is about moving toward the thing that is good for you, and the other things just naturally fall away. So you worry about yourself right now. Don't let anybody else make you feel like you had to do anything for them. You worry about you right now, and this whole thing will just sort itself out, okay? Please let me know what you have going on, Pisces. All right, I will talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for watching.